Prabhanitya Shri Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 16. We are hearing how Lord Paraśurāma, he killed 21 times the dynasty of the Kshatriyas. 21 times he killed the Kshatriyas on the earth. And then after that, he divided the different directions of the earth to different priests who were engaged in doing the sacrifice. He performed a great yajna to be free from all the sins, and he distributed the different directions of the earth to these priests. And then Prabhupada mentions that for us, the yajna that is recommended in this age of Kali is to worship Lord Chaitanya by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. There's a great concession which is given to us in this age of Kali, that simply by performing Sankirtan Yajna, we are pleasing Lord Chaitanya, and in this way we can get our liberation. So going on, text 24, Swadeham Jamadagnistu
Swadeham jamad agni tu
Labdva Samgyana Lakshanam
labdhva sangyana lakshanam
Rishinam Mandale Sobhut
rishina mandale sobhut
Saptamo Rama Pujitaha.
saptamo rama pujitaha.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thus Chamadagni, being worshipped by Lord Paraśurāma, was brought back to life with full remembrance, and he became one of the 7 sages in the group of 7 stars. The 7 stars revolving around the pole star at the zenith are called the Sapta Rishi Mandal. So, the pole star, the Dhruv Lok, there are 7 stars surrounding. And then there are the rishis, the 7 rishis who are staying in the 7 stars. Sapta Rishi Mandal is called. On these 7 stars, which form the topmost part of our planetary system, reside 7 sages: Kashyap, Atri, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Gautama, Jamadagni, and Bharadwaj. These 7 stars are seen every night, and they each make a complete orbit around the pole star within 24 hours. Along with these 7 stars, all the other stars also orbit from east to west. The upper portion of the universe is called the north, and the lower portion is called the south. Even in our ordinary dealings while studying a map, we regard the upper portion of the map as north. So Jamadagni is becoming one of the rishis who is staying in one of these stars. 7 stars, then each have one of these rishis are staying there. What are the names?
Kashyap rishi
Yeah, Kashyap,
and Atri rishi,
Atri,
Vashishta rishi,
yeah,
then
Vashishta,
Vishwamitra,
Vishwamitra,
then Gautam,
Gautam,
Jamad Agni,
Jamadagni,
and Bhardwaj.
Bharat, Bharadwaj. Yeah, and we were hearing earlier that how with the change of the Manus, when the Manu changes, then the 7 rishis also change. Of right? Okay.
Yeah.
Jamadagnyopi Bhagavan
Jamadagni api Bhagavan
Rama Kamalalochanaha
Ramaha Kamalalochanaha
Agamini Antare Rajan
Agami Antare Rajan
Vartayishyati Vaibrat.
Vartayisyati Vebra.
My dear King Parikshit, in the next Manvantar, the lotus-eyed personality of Godhead Lord Paraśurāma, the son of Jamadagni, will be a great propounder of Vedic knowledge. In other words, he will be one of the 7 sages. So he is going to become, Lord Paraśurāma is going to become one of the 7 rishis in the next Manvantar. As we just said, right? Every change of Manu, the 7 rishis keep changing. Aste Dhyapi Mahendra Dro
Aste dhyapi mahindradro
Nyasta Danda Prashanta Dihi
nastdandah prashantihi
Upagiyamana Charitaha
upagiyamana charitaha
Siddha Gandharva Charane.
siddha gandharva charane.
Our Parshuram still lives as an intelligent Brahmana in the mountainous country known as Mahendra, completely satisfied, having given up all the weapons of a Kshatriya. He is always worshipped, adored, and offered prayers for his exalted character and activities by such celestial beings as the Siddhas, Charanas, and Gandharvas. So Lord Parshuram still here, mountainous country known as Mahendra, and he is worshipped by the Siddhas, Charanas, Gandharvas. You know, some days ago we were speaking that, oh, that some personalities live for such a long time. Yeah, Lord Parshuram is one of them. E- Evam Bhrigushu Vishvatma
Evam bhrigushu vishva atma
Bhagavan Harir Ishvaraha
Bhagwan Harir Ishvara
Avatirya Parambharam
Avatirya Parambharam
Bhuvohan Bahusho Nripan.
Bhuvohan Bahusho Nripan.
In this way, the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord and the Supreme Controller, descended as an incarnation in the Bhrigu dynasty and released the universe from the burden of undesirable kings by killing them many times. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatushkritam. I'm coming to protect the devotees and annihilate the miscreants. So now the kings, the miscreants were in the form of the kings, those who were supposed to protect. They themselves were not being the protectors. They were acting irreligiously. So the Lord himself came as an incarnation, came as Lord Parshuram to kill them. Gadher abun mahate jaha
Gadher bhuno mahate jaha
sammidha eva pavakaha
Sammiddha iva pavakaha
tapasa shatram utsrijya
Tapasah shatram utsrijya
yolebe brahma varchasam.
Yolebhe brahma varchasam.
Vishwamitra, the son of Maharaj Gadi, was as powerful as the flames of fire. From the position of a Kshatriya, he achieved the position of a powerful Brahmana by undergoing penances and austerities. Anyone remember who was Vishwamitra? How was he born, kind of? What did we hear in his regard in earlier?
In this chapter, on the other chapter,
I think
like
earlier
he
chapter we heard a bit about him.
Som and two from their Virya, he was kept in a jar, and then he was born from there. Som and Mitra, Mitra and Som, because he had cursed Nimi Maharaj, and then Nimi Maharaj cursed him, and then he died,
Vishwamitra
and
was
then
born when
Yeah, actually,
this
Raja.
when
no,
Uh,
from in this chapter, right? We heard
Ruchika
about that.
whe-
Yeah,
when
Ruchika, yes, his
Ruchika
uncle.
yeah,
Muni
Ruchika Muni,
Ruchika
and
Muni,
he
Okay,
kept
he was
two
yeah,
separate, yeah, and one for his wife and other for his mother-in-law. But
yeah,
his mother-in-law thought like maybe, or wife thought, right? I forgot.
mother-in-law thought,
Mother-in-law,
mother-in-law.
like because this is kept by the Ruchika Muni, so this will be more better. And she
Mm,
exchanged, and
yeah,
yeah, and when the Muni came to know, he said, "Oh, this was for the Kshatriya and this was for the Brahmana qualities." That is extra. That's why Parsuram become so envious,
Kshat-
not envious, like so.
Kshatriya, he had a
Yeah,
Kshatriya
Kshatriya
spirit.
quality. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Hare
we are
Krishna,
hearing
Prabhupada.
Vishwamitra is now having Brahmanical quality. Yes,
Brahmanical
please.
quality. Yes.
So,
Yeah,
but that was also right, right? He was Vishwamitra ji only, no? Who cursed Nimi, and then Nimi Maharaj cursed him, and right?
that was Vashishta.
Not Vishwamitra. Okay, that was Vashishta
No,
Muni. Okay, okay,
Vashishta Muni had
okay.
cursed. Then
Vishwamitra,
Nimi,
Nimi
yeah,
Maharaj. Okay,
yeah,
okay, perfect. Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Thank you. Yeah.
But we read also that Vishwamitra and Vashishta were always
That
enamical.
was earlier. That was they cursed each
Yeah,
other also.
they
That was
know.
another one. Yeah, that was another one. But here we are seeing that how he was born,
He
you
was,
know?
yeah, born. Yeah.
Yeah, he was born
Uncle of
because,
Parshuram ji, right?
yeah, that's right. Mama of
Mm,
Mama of
Paraśurāma.
Parshuram ji.
Parshurama. Uh,
Yeah, he's
Hare
the
Krishna.
brother of Satyavati. Huh?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, because Vishwamitra was son of like Kshatriya, as per.
Mm.
So if Parshuram killed all Kshatriyas, then how come his dynasty left?
His dynasty left. So
Hmm?
then he probably did it because Parshuram, he was killing the Kshatriyas who were irreligious.
Okay, okay.
That's what we kept hearing.
Oh, okay. Because it's written na कि क्षत्रिय विहीन कर दिया था. विहीन means completely
Yeah,
destroyed.
complete destroyed. Yeah.
हाँ,
And but Vishwamitra is there with Brahmanical qualities.
qualities. Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe because he was mama, or that's why.
No, not only
No,
because of that,
no.
not but because Vishwamitra has Brahmanical qualities.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So now, having narrated the history of Lord Parshuram, Sukadev Goswami begins the history of Vishwamitra. From the history of Parshuram, we can understand that although Parshuram belonged to the Brahmanical group, he circumstantially had to work as a Kshatriya. Later, after finishing his work as a Kshatriya, he again became a Brahmana and returned to Mahendra Parvat. Similarly, we can see that although Vishwamitra was born in a Kshatriya family, by austerities and penances, he achieved the position of a Brahmana. These histories confirm the statements in Shastra that a Brahmana may become a Kshatriya may become a Brahmana or Vaishya, and a Vaishya may become a Brahmana by achieving the required qualities. One's status does not depend upon earth. So, Parshuram, for some time, he became a Kshatriya, right? Because he was killing. So that's like Kshatriya. Then, after he finished his work is done, then he's like again gone to become a Brahmana. That's how he's still living in Mahendra Parvat, uh, engaged in Brahmanical activities. And then Vishwamitra is born. He did austerities and penances, and he's become a Brahman now. So Prabhupada is explaining, we can see that the, the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya is not by birth, but it is by qualification. As confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 7, Canto 11, chapter, text 35 by Narad. Yasya yal lakshanam proktam pumsa varnabhi vyanchakam yad anyatrapi drishyeta tatteneva vinirtishet. If one shows the symptoms of being a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra, even if he has appeared in a different class, he should be accepted according to those symptoms of classification. To know who is a Brahmana and who is a Kshatriya, one must consider a man's quality and work. Just like we want to go, we have some disease, we are looking for a surgeon, suppose eye surgeon. We are going to see the qualification, has he studied it, has he practiced it, has he cured people, right? It's not that we'll say, oh, his father and his grandfather were very good eye surgeons, so I'll just go to him. But he himself is not qualified as a surgeon. He is just a computer engineer. So you're not going to go to him. So this is what the scriptures are telling us. What's the symptoms? To know who's a Brahmana and who's a Kshatriya, one must consider a man's quality and work. If all the unqualified Shudras become so-called Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, social order will be impossible to maintain. Thus, there will be discrepancies. Human society will turn into a society of animals, and the situation all over the world will be hellish. So one has to qualify oneself to be called a Brahman or a Kshatriya, depending on what work one is doing, what qualities one has, to maintain peaceful society, to be a progressive society. So if that's okay, then we'll go on to the next one.
Yes.
Vishwamitrasya Chaivasan
Vishwamitrasya
Drishya
Vasan
Putra Eka Shatam Nripa
Putra
Putra
Ekashatam
Satam Vipa
Madhyamastu Madhuchanda
Madhyamastu
Madhyamasatu Madhuchanda
Madhuchandasa Evate.
Madhuchandasa Evate.
O King Parikshit, Vishwamitra had 101 sons, of whom the middle one was known as Madhuchanda. In relation to him, all the other sons were celebrated as the Madhuchandas. In this connection, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes this statement from the Vedas. Tasyaha Vishwamitrasyeka Shatam Putra Asut Panchashad Eva Jayam. So Madhuchandasaha Panchashat Kaniyam Saha. Vishwamitra had 101 sons. 50 were older than Madhuchandana, Chanda, and 50 younger. So 101 sons. 50 older than him, 50 younger than him. Madhuchanda. Putram Kritva Shuna Shepam.
Putram Kritva Shuna Shefam
Devaratam Cha Bhargavam.
Devaratam Cha Bhargavam
Jeshta Esha Prakalpyatam.
We didn't read
He
that
left,
part. See,
he
third
left the
part.
middle one.
You missed the middle line.
Yeah, you missed the middle
Oh,
one,
I'm
third
sorry.
line. Yeah.
Aji Gartam Sutan Aha.
Aji
Jigartam Sutan
Gartam
Aha
Jeshta Esha Prakalpyatam.
Jeshta Isha
Isha
Prakalpyatam.
Prakalpyatam.
Vishwamitra accepted the son of Ajigartha, known as Shunashipa, who was born in the Bhrigu dynasty and was also known as Devrat, as one of his own sons. Vishwamitra ordered his other sons to accept Shunashipa as their eldest brother. So Vishwamitra, now he's adopted a son. His son's name is Shunashepa, born in the Bhrigu dynasty. And he's also, Shunashepa is also known as Devrat. And his father is actually Ajigartha. And Vishwamitra is telling all his 100 sons. Now Shunashepa, he is your eldest brother now. Yove Harishchandra Makhe
Yo ve Harishchandra Makhe
Vikrita Purusha Pashuhu
Vikritaha Purushaha Pashuhu
Stutva Devan Prajeshadin
Tutva Devan Prajeshadin
Mumuche Pasha Bandhana.
Mumuche Pashabandhana.
Shunashepa's father sold Shunashepa to be sacrificed as a man animal in the yajna of King Harishchandra. When Shunashepa was brought into the sacrificial arena, he prayed to the demigods for release and was released by their mercy. So we had heard this earlier. Here is a description of Shunashepa. When Harishchandra was to sacrifice his son Rohit, Rohit arranged to save his own life by purchasing Shunashepa from Shunashepa's fathers to be sacrificed in the yajna. Shunashepa was sold to Maharaj Harishchandra because he was the middle son between the oldest and the youngest. It appears that the sacrifice of a man as an animal in yajna has been practiced for a very long time. So we had heard that Harishchandra, he wanted a son, was not getting, so he prayed to Lord Varuna, okay, as soon as I get a son, I will sacrifice him. And the son Rohit was born, and Varun, they kept coming to him that, hey, you said you're going to give me and sacrifice your son. And Harishchandra, because of attachment, kept saying, okay, let him grow his teeth, let him, he kept on saying that, give me some time, let him grow, let him crawl, or let him walk. So like that, he was getting older. Finally, one day, then Varun was like, hey, what's happening? You're not giving me. And I think came the king was, the king started suffering from some disease of the water being collected in the body, or edema or something. And then Rohit then purchased Shunashepa to be sacrificed. And Shunashepa was supposed to be sacrificed, but he prayed to the demigods, and somehow he was saved then. Prabhupada is saying that, these things was going on earlier. Now in this age of Kali, all these kind of sacrifices are forbidden for us. There is only one sacrifice that we are recommended. And what is that?
Harinam Sankirtan.
Yeah. Sankirtan Yajna, that's it. Harinam Sankirtan. We are forbidden to do all these other kinds of sacrifices because we don't know how to do them. How to chant the mantras and so on. Any comments, question?
So that's how Vashishta Muni, Vishwamitra Muni adopted him, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
he
he's
was
the
the part
same
of that,
Shunashepa.
or no?
I'm sorry.
He was the part of that yajna, right? Somehow he was there. He was
He was
present there,
going to
right?
be, he was going to be
Sacrifice, no?
sacrificed.
No, I know
Shunashepa
that,
was
but
supposed.
yeah, but then what I'm saying is that Vishwamitra ji was part of that yajna.
Oh,
Like he was the
Vishwamitra
priest.
was part of the yajna.
Yeah, because that's why
Was
he was there, and
Vishwamitra.
then he adopted him as a son, right? somehow as we are reading. But maybe this will be cleared later. But like this could be one
Yeah.
of the reasons, right? That because he was present there, and that's why he was able to adopt him as a son, because he knew that.
Yeah, I don't remember if we read that earlier, actually, honestly.
No,
When he
what
was
I'm
Earlier
saying
we
is
did
saved.
that
not.
Yeah, I understand what you're
Vishwamitraji
saying.
was a
Yeah, yeah,
priest,
yeah.
right? I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
know that Vishwamitraji was the priest at that time at Harishchandra. Okay, maybe I have written it somewhere. I'll look for it.
Yeah.
But
I
this
can.
Harishchandra was not the Kali Yuga Harishchandra, right? Like we read about because his son name was Rahul or some Rahul, right?
Rohit.
The new Harishchandra. This one is different than the other one, right?
Seems like
One is
because in
Satya.
this.
Yeah,
One
it's
is
same.
Satya Raja Harishchandra. I forgot.
Yeah.
Satya.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know the famous one, right?
Yeah,
So
Raja
this
Harishchandra something is same.
seems
Yeah,
different.
it's same. I think Shilpaji is
Seems
same because his son
same.
name in the movie is also Rohit only.
But
Rohit
then
or
we.
Rahul?
No,
Rahul?
Rohit,
Rohit?
Rohit, Rohit. Yeah, no Rahul, Rohit.
But see,
I
in
remember.
this connection here, at least in Bhagavatam, we are not hearing anything of that.
Yes, that's why.
Bhagavatam, we are just hearing, maybe even if he's the same, I don't know.
Mhm.
Because in Bhagavatam, we are just hearing about this connection of he not getting a son and then wanting a son and then delaying to do the sacrifice and then finally getting Shunaship to be the one to be sacrificed. That's the
Mm,
only. So I don't know. I
mm.
don't know if he's the same one,
Yeah,
you know.
because this
Means
one
he does get
earlier.
sacrificed. Huh? They put him in the yagya.
His son?
Yeah, this Shuna shape.
No, no,
He
no.
is
He just they are trying, but already he saved.
saved, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
saved
he's
by the
saved.
grace
He's
of
saved.
demigods.
Yeah.
Okay, the sage was Vishwamitra only.
Okay. The sage
Oh,
was Vishwamitra.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Harishchandra, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because it's written that Trishanku's son was Harishchandra. Because of Harishchandra, there was a fight between Vishwamitra, who was a king, and he saw how yogis are powerful. So he decided to become a Brahmana, and he had forgiving qualities. So Vashishta accepted him as a Brahmin later.
Uh-huh.
It's 9.7.7.
9.7.7. So yeah, we
Yeah,
read that earlier.
yeah.
Okay. All right. And so now Shunashepa at Vishwamitra is like saying he's adopted him and telling his sons, okay, he's your older brother now. You have to follow him. So
So
we're
many
gonna read.
stories, right? Stories
Yeah.
and stories and
So
stories.
many
Like
stories and
इतने
how to remember.
कथास हैं within one
Yeah.
entangled in each other. And जब हम अभी जैसे इसको पढ़ रहे हैं, then this is very very clear and everything in our heart. But the moment we move on to the next one, we forget the Pururva whole
Okay,
story.
that's the thing, no? Like you forget what happened.
Yeah, we forget because we have
Yeah.
read all
Yeah.
that. But I think that
Yeah.
it's good to just keep reading and then go back and read again. If something is
Yeah.
there, then just go back and read. So I think
Yeah.
that's a good thing, that to stay connected, just go back and read again. It's okay.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes I just try to read the summaries of the chapters so that, in the summary of the chapters, the previous one, you know that what actually the names are there. So then you know that
Yeah.
uh,
So you all want
because
to read it tomorrow, the story of Harishchandra and Shunashepa, or what? Or we continue from
The
here?
summary, right? Yeah, I don't mind actually. Yeah,
it's, I
let's
think,
Okay.
7th chapter summary, then you can read. Canto 9, chapter
9.7.
7. Yeah, chapter
Okay.
7. Because it was
9.7.
9.7.7 about
Okay.
them, what I
Okay.
yeah,
read. Yeah.
let's read again. Yeah.
All
So,
right. Okay, when do you want to read it?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If
9.7, we'll read
no,
that.
but it's 48. It's 38 now, so we don't have time today, right?
No, tomorrow. Huh?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we'll
we
be
can
tomorrow.
read.
Yeah, we'll begin tomorrow
Oh,
with it.
okay. Okay. Right. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for listening.